All right, I think we can get started, guys. All right, so my name is Sushant, and I welcome you all to this webinar. so uh, I think it has been probably around 3 to 4 months since we have been working very closely with Mike to get his tradings set up onto our platform. So a brief background on GoCharting. My name is Sushant. So GoCharting specializes in order flow charting and trading. So we started probably a few years ago, and we are completely web and mobile based. So we were the first platform to bring order flow onto the web and to the mobile. So let's get started. So I'm assuming that most of you are either CME, ES, or Forex traders. So that is the basic assumption I'm having as I proceed on this webinar demo session. So I'll break this into two parts. So we are both a charting and order flow platform as well as a trading platform. So today in this webinar, we are going to concentrate only on order flow charting. And if there's enough demand, then we can have a separate session like this on trading as well. So let's get started. So this is the homepage of GoCharting.com. It's a web-based platform. It will open in any and every device, including Windows, Mac, you name it, your iPad. So for example, if I choose ES, that's your ES Mini. So that's the this is the kind of a chart that will open up the moment you uh, search for ES. So you will see at the beginning that there might be certain gaps here. So that is because by default, it will show you the regular trading hours, which is the US trading hours. And if you wish to see the complete 24-hour trading, you have to go down and click on ETH, which is basically extended trading hours that includes US plus Asia plus Europe. So when I click on it, now you can see a completely continuous chart here. Now, in terms of functionalities, I'll quickly give you an overview and then we'll deep dive into order flow. And at the end of the session, we'll take up questions as well. Uh, um, so, Angad, I hope you have started recording the session.
Yes.
Or awesome. All right. So on the top bar, you will be able to select your time frame. So you can choose any time frame over and above 1 minute. So there are certain predefined time frames, and there is also custom time frame. So you can choose anything you wish. So for now, let's just go into like a 5-minute chart. So that's a 5-minute chart you are looking at, candlestick chart. Then next up, we are going to see how you can change the chart type. So these are the chart types that are available. So we have like 16 odd chart types, including time independent charts like Renko, Kagi, and as well as order flow charts, which are the last two, which is imbalance and cluster. So I'm going to come to this at the after a quick overview of the general functionalities of the platform. So then study is where you get all your indicators. So we have more than around 200 indicators built in. That includes both price action indicators as well as volume based or order flow indicators as well. So you talk about market profile, volume profile, VWAP, bar statistics, just name it, and we probably have it. Then we also give you the ability to do a bar by bar replay. So you can just click on here and do a complete replay of your price action. So you can backtest your strategies the way you wish to. Then that kind of completes the top bar, and then there are a few more widgets that you can add. So you can download the data into your Excel. You can have some templates going for you. So all of that is in here. Then we'll come to the bottom bar. On the left-hand bar, you got the drawing tools. So you have the ability to choose any drawing tool you wish, and then you can also favoritize them. The moment you favoritize, it kind of gets added to this left-hand bar. you have the ability to kind of use a magnet mode and every other feature that you probably have used in any other popular platform out there, both desktop and web-based. We also provide you with multi-chart functionalities, so you can like split the chart in any way you want. You can, change the configuration. You can sync the chart. So for example, if I want to sync time and cursor, that is also possible. So all these functionalities are already available and built in. Then some of the other important features that might be of interest to you, I would assume, is looking at the session. So before I go into the depth of how you set up a chart, so there are two primary settings here. So one is the top, on the top bar, you find the settings, which is the general settings of the entire platform. That includes a bunch of tabs. Each tab has its own set of parameters that you can configure. So for example, if I wish to, in the ES mini chart, if I wish to look at, say, the sessions, the CME sessions, the overnight and the regular session separately, so you can from here choose CME and just apply the session. So it will kind of give you the breakdown of the sessions on the chart itself. So if I apply, you can see this is how it will kind of look at. You'll get the overnight here, and this is the regular trading hours. So let me get the volume as well, so you can understand. Obviously, during the US hours, there's much significant higher volume compared to the overnight session. So other than even that, there are a few more important parameters that we will go into in a short while. On the right-hand side, uh, the first thing that I would like to speak about is the tape. So this is the time and sales. So this is where every tick, every market order, every tick is getting posted. So the greens are the buys, the reds are the sells. Basically, they're getting bought or sold at the best bid or ask. And it's color shaded. So darker the shade, the bigger the order. So it kind of gives you a sense of how big the orders are coming through. We then we have the watch list. So this is where you can create your watch list. We allow up to creating 5 watch lists. Every watch list you can have up to 100 symbols each. So you can create a bunch of symbols here and scan them as you wish. We also got a brokers panel. So this is where some of the brokers that we have integrated with are. So this is the panel that probably will take up in a separate session where we talk about trading. So how you connect to a given broker, like say TradeStation. We are also getting CQG in our platform very soon. So you'll be able to kind of connect to your futures broker through CQG or TradeStation, and hopefully Rhythmic as well in a few months. And you'll be able to place your trades directly from the charts. Then you also have the DOM, right? So by definition, by default, you will get the best bid, best ask, and you have the ability to kind of place your trades directly from the DOM. So and if you want more higher level of level 3, then what you can do is directly go to the broker and connect your broker. So you just have to click on, say, for example, TradeStation. It will open up the TradeStation login, and if you connect to this TradeStation, you will get higher depth. But that is only and only the scope of this feed is only specific to the DOM or higher levels, not specific to the charts or the real-time feed that comes directly built into the platform. You don't have to go out like a desktop application and buy a data feed connection, nothing of that sort. Everything is kind of packed into the platform itself. All you need is to subscribe to the CME plan, and that's all, and you're good to go. Then I think we have covered a brief overview of the platform. Now we'll go into the specifics. We'll go into how to set up a order flow chart, what to look at, and I'm sure you have been looking at seeing some of the videos, tutorials that Mike has been posting, and he's done an amazing job explaining our platform much better than I can. But I'll try my best to give you a quick overview and a quick recap, as well as take up some of the questions that you might have as part of this webinar. So in terms of how you set up your order flow chart, one of the primary focus area that we have had is to provide an interface which is very easy to configure compared to some of the other desktop application which takes tons of hours and hours to set up. We have made the interface very easy so that you can, in not more than 1 or 2 clicks, you are good to go. So I'll show you how. So first of all, if I were to create a footprint chart, right? So I'll go to charts and I'll click on cluster. The moment I click on cluster, you'll see that the cluster chart is kind of showing up here. And in order to configure, for those who do not understand what is a cluster chart, is basically the candlestick chart is now broken down into various clusters where you are able to differentiate and see the buyers versus the sellers. The sellers are in red by default on the left-hand side, buyers are on the right, but you have the ability to change the configuration completely. So I'm going to show you how it is done. So first thing is, once you click on the charts, the first thing that you're going to do is basically set up the size of the cluster. And the way you do it is you go to the settings on the top, you go to the order flow tab, and here by default it will be in auto mode. So you remove the auto and then you basically enter a block size. A block size is nothing but the level of price range for every block to get that determines the formation of every block. So for example, if I put 1 here, which I believe Mike's favorite block size, what it will do is basically you will see for every tick level a new block getting created, right? Now that you have this in place, the next step I believe would be to see if you can replicate the setup that Mike has, and it's very easy. So once you right click, you will get an option called preset. You go to preset and then click on classic, and it will automatically by default configure the chart that is normally used by Mike in his training videos. So that's how easy it is. And now in order to further kind of refine this, all you have to do is double click on any of the candles, which will open up the settings panel. So I'm going to go through the settings panel in a greater detail because that's what the focus of this webinar is, right? And then I'll take up some of the order flow related other aspects before I take on some of the questions. Okay. So this is the footprint settings panel. Okay, this allows you to change every parameter or setting or the appearance of your footprint chart. So let me get rid of the volume. So the first up is the candle type. So by definition, it will be the narrow, but you can make it narrow or wide. Okay, and then if you are making it, some people like it wide because they want to basically have a setup similar to. Just give me 1 second. Some people like to have these hollow candles and see the footprint in between. So that is possible with this parameter. Then I'm going to stick to narrow once again because that's how I like it. Once you are there, then the orientation is nothing but whether you want to shift the candles to the left or the right. It's very simple. Then as you come down, you'll find that by definition, the footprint is broken down into 2 columns, the left-hand column and the right-hand column. We call them the clusters. So there's the left cluster, and then there is the right cluster. Okay, so there's the left and the right cluster. So and that is the default view, but you do have the ability to kind of change the number of columns you want. So you have the ability to create single or double columns. So by default, the left-hand side is sell volume, and the right-hand side column is the buy volume. So here on the left, these cells are the cell volumes, the right side are the buy volumes, but you do have the ability to change it based on a number of metrics that we provide here, including delta, etc. Right. Um, Now that we understand this, then there's a concept called imbalance. I'm assuming that some of you guys are aware of it, and people who are not, feel free to check out the YouTube videos on our YouTube channel. So go to gocharting.com on YouTube, uh, and you'll get our channel, or for that matter, you can go to uh, you know, you can look at our channel and you'll get a ton of videos, and you can also check out some of the recent videos that Mike has created, which are awesome, and they should help you understand a lot of the intricate concepts of order flow, like imbalance. But for the sake of this webinar, I'm assuming that you are aware of this concept. So the way you set up a imbalance is you just need to toggle this switch, and it will by definition show you in yellow colors the areas where you have these imbalances. The text will be red in case of sell side, and it will be blue in case of buy side. Then the other important aspects that you might be interested in is, say, the concept of volume POC. So this kind of gives you, the area where highest amount of volume was traded within a candle. Then you got the concept of value area, where 70% by definition of the trading happened. So that's another area that you can look at. And then there is concepts of engulfing value area. Again, you should check out the videos that Mike has posted recently. You can have a delta divergence to see, where the areas where basically delta and price were moving in opposite directions. Then you have the concept of COT, which is like commitment of trade. Basically, what it does is there's a concept of COT high and a COT low. A COT, basically what it does is it kind of calculates the delta from the day's high or the day's low. Then you can have other markers on the table, on the chart, on each of the candle. You can have the cumulative delta, the volume, all of these marked directly on the candle itself. So that kind of completes some portion of how you set up the footprint chart on GoCharting. So as you can see, it's very simple. You double click on a candle. There's a bunch of parameters that you can toggle, and you can see for yourself how it kind of changes the chart. And you can check out our videos or the Mike's videos to understand what each of them mean. Now that we have covered this, then we can move on to the next section. So as you are aware that we have worked closely with Mike, and the indicator that we have created for Mike is called the order flows trader. And that kind of this indicator has its own set of parameters that gives a lot of insights and analytics which are beyond the scope of this particular webinar, because that is actually being taught by Mike in some of his webinars, in his videos. So obviously I'm not going to go into that. He can explain it much better than I can. But again, the concept is very clear. You just go to study, click on order flows trader, and it will automatically kind of get added to the chart. And then you go again to the settings, and there's a bunch of settings that you can just toggle around and understand how they work. But the important thing is to make sure that the chart is in a transparent classic mode, which I have, so that you can look at all the indicators or the markers that this very insightful indicator called Order Trader is going to kind of give you signals with, right? So that's how it is done. Over and above that, there's a bunch of other indicators which are important for an order flow trader, like bar statistics. Bar statistics give you a lot of statistics related to each of the candles from an order flow standpoint. And again, all you need to do by definition, you will get the volume of each candle, the delta in each candle. Again, delta is buy volume minus sell volume for those who do not understand what delta is. And cumulative delta is basically from a given point in time, you start accumulating, aggregating the delta of each candle. In this case, it is from the start of the day. And that's what you get on the cumulative delta. But the other important ones are, if you kind of double click on it, you will get a few more important ones that you will see being discussed by Mike in some of his videos, like the max delta and the min delta. So you can just add them, and then you can drag this panel above to see those additional parameters as well. So that's the other important indicator that I have normally seen order flow traders use. Then there's also the concept of, say, delta bars. People like to call it CVD, and there are many other names. All you have to do is basically, it gives you the candlestick format of the delta that I have already discussed. In order to see the CVD format, you just have to double click, and there's a cumulative mode. Once you put it in cumulative mode, it will actually give you the cumulative delta, or the CVD, from a given point in time, which in this case, as you can see, is always the start of the day. All right. Then there are also other tools that might be of interest to you. One of them obviously being the market profile and the volume profile. Now, the market profile in our platform, so we have a free version and a premium version. So the free versions are the market profile and volume profile, but then there's the premium version, which is market profile tick and the volume profile tick. They're obviously way more accurate than the free version. So if you are already subscribed, I would rather suggest you use the tick version. So let's just go on to volume profile. So that's how a volume profile looks like, and I'm going to probably put it in a, say, a 30-minute chart. So that's a classic volume profile, as you are aware. One of the questions that I did get from some of the users, CME users of late, is when you plot the volume profile and you are able to see the composite and the session, but the session seems to be overlapping on the candle and you cannot see the candle. So all you have to do is right click, go object order, and then send to back. Once you send to back, the candles will come in front, and the volume profile will go to the background. So now you are able to see the volume profile along with the footprint chart. And I'm not going to go into the depth of what a volume profile is. I'm again assuming you guys understand it. So we have the ability for you to kind of look at volume profile in a number of ways. So again, you go to edit settings. You have the ability to look at each. So we have two sections: the session profile, which is every day's session, and then you have the composite profile on the right hand side or left hand side. You can orient it the way you want. So a typical volume profile gives you some important parameters which are a must-have, like the POCs. The red ones are the POCs, or the point of control. Then there are two shades of basically the bars that you can see. The inner section is the value area within the value area, and the outer section is outside of the value area. Then you do have the ability to kind of uh, look at it either as a total volume chart or a bid-ask chart or even a delta profile. So if you choose delta, this will give you the delta profile of that particular session. So for now, I'm going to keep it as, say, bid-ask. And you have the ability to extend each of these areas, like the value areas, as well as the POCs, and by definition they will basically extend to the point that they are invalidated by a succeeding session. I will take up any of the questions related to these tools right now before I move on to market profile. So Angad, can you probably pull up some of the questions that we have received so far, and walk me through some of these questions so that I can keep answering it real time?
Yep, sure. So the first question is, did you plan to integrate Oanda Broker because your data comes from Oanda for Forex indices and commodities?
Yes. Yes, we do. We do. So we are right now working on CQG real as I speak. So our
Mhm,
next goal is to launch with CQG and Bybit, I think, one of the crypto exchanges, and then we'll take up Oanda for sure.
mhm. Okay. Ajitesh is asking, is Michael's indicator available in GoCharting membership or we need to pay extra charges? So,
So the it's a good question. So right now, actually, Mike has been very generous and kind in letting everyone try this indicator called the order flows trader. Again, like I said, you have to go to order flow and then order flows trader. You can use it right now, but in the coming weeks, it will be premium. So you have to order this separately, and you can do it again from our pricing page itself. So when you go to gocharting.com/pricing and you go to the bottom of the page, there is a section called third party indicator marketplace. You will start seeing this particular indicator listed here. So you will be able to directly buy from here. Okay.
I guess that's about it.
Okay. All right. I'll take up market profile now. So there could be a few people who are interested in the market profile as well. So let's just look at, let me get rid of everything else. Uh, I'm assuming the people who are interested are aware of the concept of market profile. The difference between a market profile and volume profile is what the volume profile does with volume, market profile does with time. A normal market profile chart, you see it on a 30-minute chart, and all you have to do is go here and click on market profile. And this, by definition, will pull up the market profile chart for you, right? So let's look at this. So this is your market profile chart. You have the ability to look at it both as a composite or a split. Split, you just right click and you can just split any of the profiles you wish. You can also merge the profiles by again right clicking. So these are some of the advanced features that normally people would like to, an advanced TPO trader would like to use. Um, there are, again, a bunch of settings. Again, you double click on the profile and the settings show up. So important ones, of course, are the value areas, which you can see already by default activated. The POC is the red line. And then you have the ability to, for example, look at single prints. As you can see, this is a single print. And some of the other advanced features are already built into the platform. So you do have the ability to actually look at both volume profile and market profile together, and I'm going to show you. Hide letter. So the volume profile setting also has a section on the market profile settings also has a section on volume profile. So if you come down, you can just turn on the volume profile as well in it, and now you can see the volume profile and the market profile together. Let me go ahead and clean this chart a little bit more. So now you can, as you can see the market profile and volume profile together with each other. So these are some of the things that I wanted to really cover as part of the platform. There are certain more information that I would like to provide here. So uh, we have started so we kind of provide support today this platform on CME futures. Now, when I talk about CME futures, people think of the CME group in total. So right now we have started with CME, which includes all the index and forex futures. Our goal is to also add the COMEX, so the gold and the energy futures from NYMEX, but that's going to happen in the future. So right now, what you have is index futures and forex futures. Uh, and we also support this platform on all US equities and ETFs. So that's a separate plan called the ES equity. And so I'm going to go ahead and just quickly go over the pricing page. So Let's look at USA first. So we have two plans: the equity or ETF, which comprises of all the stocks traded in NYSE, Nasdaq, ARCA, and then you have the CME plan, which comprises of basically the futures market, right? And currently we kind of support just the CME futures, and we'll be adding NYMEX and COMEX in the future. They are priced. So let me. So the pricing is very simple. It's $35 for the CME futures and $20 for the equity plan. And it comes built in with the data, so you don't have to buy any other data connection or anything of that sort. And you don't need a funded account or any of that sort to try our platform. You can just log in, subscribe, and you're good to go. Similar features are also available on something called as the currency, which includes the digital currencies like the cryptos, as well as the CFDs coming from Oanda. Any other questions, Angad, from the group?
Yes. If I did a subscription on one package, so Charles is asking if he subscribes to one package and before it is finished, he's decided to upgrade. What happens to his previous subscription?
You get a credit for that period, unused period.
All right. And then Ledu Frederick is asking, when you subscribe for a monthly plan, is it possible to obtain a discount, or the discount is just allowed for an annual plan?
So right now we are running, again, you have to keep checking the offers. We keep coming up with offers across the year. So you have to kind of follow our platform or follow us on Twitter and all to know when we are giving out offers. So right now the offer that we just ended is an offer of 30% on the annual right now. We may have more offers coming up in the future, but at this point, we don't have any offer on the monthly as of now.
Thanks, Sushant. So does the order flows indicator, is it working? Kumar says he tried it on non-CME instruments and it does not work. Till what date is it free?
So we are currently testing this. So this trade setup was created really keeping CME in mind. So basically, Mike created it because Mike is a trader on the CME markets. So we will be tweaking some of the parameters in the coming days to adjust it to other markets like the Indian markets or some other markets which have a different structure or volatility map. So that will be happening in the coming future.
Yeah, I have a question here. I'm Rama from Mumbai.
Hey,
Are
hi,
you
Rama.
with me?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm on annual subscription of GoCharting, and recently I also purchased some of the offer made by Mike regarding various kinds of decks and also trade setups, etc. Mostly I work on Bank Nifty and Nifty and also crude from India, like Bank Nifty from the National Stock Exchange and crude from the MCX. I have a question. First of all these features, the indicators, etc., they do not appear automatically when I go to GoCharting trader. Like some of them, like inverse balancing, etc., those appear, or maybe order flow ratio, those appear. But ideally, it should come automatically. The moment I activate, it should come automatically. So can I have your comments on that?
Yeah, sure. So again, like I said, we are tweaking some of the results on the Indian market, but I believe we can have a separate session, Angad, for the Indian markets at some time in the future, because there are some of that seems to be a popular question. How do you kind of tweak these indicators or adjust them to work on other markets? So let's take this up separately, and we'll be in touch. Please feel free to email us admin@gocharting.com, so that when we do have the webinar, we make sure that we contact you and keep you posted.
Okay. But as of now, it should appear automatically. Am I right?
So
Yes.
Yes.
It should appear automatically. I can show you how. Maybe I'll take one evening webinar on Monday evening. Is that fine? Okay.
Yeah, that is fine.
We'll discuss
Mr.
this.
Angad, Mr.
Yes.
Angad, for me, you are a known figure, but I don't have your number, etc.
Yes.
So it is better if you,
Connect with you
it is
private.
better.
Okay. Yes. I've.
Okay, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, fine.
So,
Uh,
yeah. Sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so also you should be able to avail a special offer that is only and only available with Mike on our platform. So if you register through Mike's referral link for the CME plan, the futures and the US plan, you will get a heavy discount on that. So that you can, at least for the first month, you can understand the platform, learn it at a very nominal price, which is basically nothing but the exchange fees that per user has to pay to the exchange. So that's literally what we have given as a special offer, and this is only and only available to Mike's students and Mike's network. Uh, and again, the other question people might have is how do you use it in mobile? So again, on our YouTube channel, we have a couple of videos we have created on how you use these order flow tools on our mobile app. You can just download our app from Play Store and check out the videos on our YouTube channel. It's fairly simple, and we are probably the only platform in this world that provides these kind of tools on the mobile.
Is there any way we can get Vega data for options instruments? Not for sale currently, right?
When you say options, is which market? Are we talking about the US options or which market are we?
Yeah. Okay. I think he means the Indian market. Okay.
Oh, for the
Both
Indian.
US and India, he's saying.
Okay, so we currently support the options in Indian markets, but we do not support the options in US market yet. Our goal is to launch that product by end of this year. Okay, when you should be able to, pull up some of these charts on your, say, NASDAQ or calls and puts, premium charts as they call it. As far as Greeks is concerned, our goal will be to provide those data points as well on the chart, but that's again a coming soon feature, and I would like you to keep following us on social media to get notified of all the new features that are going to come up in the future.
All right. Thank you, Sushant.
Some of the other features that might be of use is people might like to use concepts of, say, VWAP or anchor VWAP. So in our platform, if you want to use, say, an anchor VWAP, you can literally right-click on any of the candles and click on Add Anchor VWAP. Similarly, if you wish to create an anchor volume profile, the same method, you just click on any of the candle and add anchor volume profile. The other two tools that might be of interest to you is fixed range volume profile and market profile. So for those, you have to go to the drawing tool. And here, if you search for, say, fixed range, you will get the fixed range market profile and volume profile. So it's a drawing tool and not an indicator in this. So you literally have to click here and choose the range of your candle, and it will create the volume or the market profile for you for that range.
One more question is, can you show how to go to classic chart profile you did earlier?
Sure. So let's start with a simple candlestick. So this is the default view you have. So I'm going to do is, first of all, you go and choose cluster chart, right? And then just right click on any of the candle, preset, and then classic. That's all. And there are a few more variations that we have provided that are popular in nature in the market, but you can choose from what you want, or you can actually build these profiles or build the setups directly by double clicking on a candle and adjusting these parameters on the settings. Basically, these predefined templates are basically certain special setups within this overall generic mode. Last but not the least, once you have created these setup that you wish to, I would sincerely suggest that you use the save button and then create a new layout and save it on our server. What it will do is make sure that this particular setup is stored in our servers, and you can access this setup from any device, from any location. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So suppose this is my setup. I will go in and create new layout, and you are allowed to create 200 such templates and save them on our server. So you can create new, and let me just put it like, Valtos setup, and then click create. Now, when you click create, you'll see that this particular URL, which is a generic URL, will completely change and become a permanent link. So let's just click create, and you can see that once it's created, this particular URL has now changed to say GoCharting.com terminal chart with a code. Now this becomes a permanent link for this particular setup. If I copy it and paste it in another tab, the exact setup is expected to open for me. Okay, as you can see, the exact setup has opened. And so, for example, if you want to share a given template with your friends or your fellow traders, all you need to do is, again, create a layout and just share the link, and they'll be able to access the exact setup for you. And those setups are all saved in your personal profile here in the bottom. So right now, I'm not going to go into the aspects of trading. So how do you trade from the chart? That is something that we'll probably take up in a separate session.
I have one more request.
Yes, please.
Will you be able to take session on the various kind of indicators which Mike has suggested to all of us, like exhaustion prints, imbalance reversals, order flow ratios, slingshot POC, market weakness, order flow sequencing, etc. Of course, these were available in the system. Those people who have subscribed till yesterday, I think it was free. But from today onwards, it will be against paid subscription for
So
these kind of.
yeah, so
So
it's
for example, I have purchased it. So again, coming back to the same question which I perhaps raised earlier, that if you take a session, then it will make our life easier.
yeah,
And
sure. So
second thing, most importantly, in most of the setups, Mike Valtos is talking about one minute time frame. So my deduced question is that for Indian market, is it applicable also for higher time frame, like maybe 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes? Yeah, I've completed my question.
okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Shashank, do you mind if I
Yes,
jump in
yes,
there?
yes.
Yeah, Ram, we're going to be, like Shashank said, we're sort of working on the nuances for the Indian market, right? The Nifty, Bank Nifty. The way it trades, it's slightly different than the CME in terms of volume and the way the data comes out. But I mean, order flow, in my opinion, obviously is best used, as soon as possible. And, I did that course on, I don't know if you've got the access to that course that I did a few months ago for GoCharting. And I believe I did talk about some of the Indian markets in there. But going forward, once we sort of work out some of the little nuances that exist in the Indian markets, specifically Nifty, Bank Nifty, then I'll be doing more videos and more lessons, like live lessons like this where you could ask questions. But a lot of things, like for example, the slingshot point of control is something that could be used on 5-minute charts, 10-minute charts. So there are parts of it. It's not everything. There's a lot of tools, and I tell people it's not about just throwing everything up on your chart, right? In the lessons, I will go through, sort of, which time frame, you can use certain things on, because there are obviously certain tools, certain indicators that are more effective on shorter time frame than a longer time frame, and vice versa. So, just I said, if you're not subscribed to their Twitter page, subscribe to that, because they always do these announcements, for special trainings, etc. But yeah, I mean, we're working on it. We're working on it. We'll get there probably within the next couple of weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay.
So, yeah, any plans to expose some APIs? Probably not immediately, maybe in the future. Option to add some custom indicators for private use.
Yes,
Possible,
so
but
it's possible. That is something that we will be working on. You will find more updates coming on those lines. Yes, we want to create and build a custom indicator more.
is it possible to put some vocal alerts on levels?
You mean alerts? Yes, we are working on alerts, and we should see something. So our plan is basically, to release the alerts in a couple of phases. In phase 1, we want to take up the most in-demand features, like, for example, a price alert, or a volume alert, or a delta alert, or a CVD alert, or a open interest alert. That is something that we are going to take up in phase 1. Shortly afterwards, we want to take up in phase 2 features. For example, if somebody wants to automate their take profit, stop loss, trailing stop loss alerts, something of that sort. And finally, we want to go into the more complex cases where we take up alerts on individual indicators, including order flow indicators. All right. I think is that all, Angad, or we have
A few questions, quick questions. What will be the price for Michael's indicators? Is the order flow indicator only monthly subscription only, or will it have a lifetime also? Yeah.
I'll let Michael take this question up.
Yeah. Hey, we are right now. It's still for free, I believe.
Yes.
We're probably gonna still run that probably for another couple of weeks. Then, then it will go to a paid monthly of something small. It's only like $49 a month. It's not overwhelming. I see a lot of people got stuff out there for like $197 a month, and it's like half of what you even get with GoCharting. But there will be also, for guys that want to do it on a yearly price, that's going to probably give you about, with a little bit of a discount, maybe about 2 months for free, I think. But we're still about 2 weeks away from officially launching that part. So get it while it's still free. You can play around with it and see, because at the end of the day, you're making an investment in a trading software, trading platform. You want to make sure it's for you. So, while we still have it there for a free, take advantage of it.
Mr. Michael.
Yeah, Ram.
Yeah, I have a small question.
Okay.
In recent, one offer was made to me, and I purchased that in $99. So after purchasing that, all those indicators will be available in my system, or I have to purchase that separately?
What offer are you referring to?
No. Recently, there are some 10, 12 setups, and also the decks are being offered. That is for training part, or that is also subscription for these indicators.
If you're referring to the course, that's a separate thing.
Okay. Okay.
What you're seeing on the chart,
Okay.
right? Which Shashank pulled up earlier, right? That the indicator that's hard
Okay,
coded in there is
I
the
understood.
Orderflows Trader package.
Yeah.
Right, that one.
All right, guys. I think we have pretty much covered the 1 hour session time that we had allocated. If you have any other questions, guys, feel free to reach to us. You can reach us in a number of ways. Number one is you can email us admin@gocharting.com, and Angad, you can just paste these links.
Yes.
We do have something called as a Discord server. So you can feel free to join us, and we have a thread specifically assigned for Orderflows Trader that Mike kind of moderates. So you feel free to join us there. We also got a Telegram channel and a Twitter handle, and those are basically just read-only, where you can kind of follow some of the updates as and when we come up. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. We are going to post it. We have recorded the session. We'll post it for those who could not attend or would like to go through it once again. Feel free to reach out to us. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
guys. No, thanks, guys, for taking the time out.